and a wonderful and joyous animal town. There resided a chubby and endearing cat named Pangdang. Its fur was as fluffy and soft as cotton candy, and its eyes sparkled like a gleaming glass. Both Pangdang's sky was truly comical. Each step it took resembled a large, furry ball rolling along the ground, slow and wobbly. It was perpetually inquisitive about its surroundings and often collided with small objects on the roadside due to its distracted gazing. After such mishaps, it would shake its head in a dazed manner, presenting a most amusing sight. One day, an impromptu idea sprang up in the town, and a lively presidential election was thus declared. The news spread like wildfire throughout the entire town in an instant. The animals were all electrified with excitement, as if they had been infused with a surge of adrenaline. Mr. Fox, whose cleverness was almost palpable from the way his tail swished arrogantly, mused to himself, with my brilliant mind, becoming the president will be a cinch. Promptly he stepped forward to register, meticulously preening his sleek and GORC fur in front of the mirror, already envisioning his majestic appearance upon being elected. Sister B, who was as industrious as a perpetual motion machine, was not one to be left behind. She thought resolutely, even if the beehive was such order and precision, surely I am more than qualified to assume the mantle of the president. She hummed a merry tune as she jotted down the key points of her campaign speech in her little notebook. Every now and then, she would flit about in the air, rehearsing her speaking posture with great earnestness, as if the presidential throne were already hers for the taking. Brother Bull, a veritable behemoth of strength, thumped his chest with a resounding mew and bellowed, "Who could possibly rival my might? If I become the president, any miscreant who dares to cause trouble in our town will be sent flying with a single bit of my horns." As he spoke, he brandished his head, his thick horns menacingly in the air, causing the smaller animals nearby to cower in trepidation, observing the enthusiasm of the others. Pangdang the cat began to mull over the idea in its mind. It scratched its rotund head and murmured to itself, "Though I may be a bit on the plump side and run like a clumsy rolling meatball, I do possess many fine qualities. Perhaps I could give this presidential bid a shot." With that, Pangdang bravely registered for the election. Following its registration, Pangdang embarked on a unique and somewhat comical campaign journey. To start with, it decided to create some promotional posters. However, its dainty paws proved rather inept when it came to handling the paintbrush. The self-portrait ink painter turned out to be a rather odd-looking, misshapen ball, and the accompanying words were scrawled so quickly that they resembled a trail of embroidered bugs on it. Red. Pangdang carried these distinctive posters all around the town, muttering under its breath as it pasted them. Even though my artistic skills leave much to be desired, everyone will surely sense my genuine sincerity. Next, Pangdang resolved to visit some of the other animals to solicit their thoughts and wish. It arrived at the little rabbit's abode, when the little rabbit opened the door and beheld Pangdan's charmingly clumsy countenance. It couldn't help but burst into a fit of giggles. Pangdan 桑火了 abashed. Said dear little rabbit, I aspire to become the president. Is there anything you would like me to do for our community? The little rabbit says twimp, led mischievously as it replied, if you do become the president, could you perhaps plant an abundance of carrots? I simply adore them. Pangdan nodded vigorously and assured, rest assured I shall make a note of it. After departing from the rabbit's residence, Pangdan made its way to the little bird's nest. It craned its neck and called out true. The little bird perched in the tree. Dear little bird friend, I am running for president. Do you have any suggestions or concerns? The little bird chirped animatedly. Pangdan, if you are elected president, could you safeguard our precious woods and ensure that no one chops down the trees? Pangdan puffed out its chest and vowed, have no fear, I will protect the woods as zealously as his of God might beloved dried fish. During the preparatory phase for the campaign speech, Pangdan toiled assiduously to refine its oratory skills. It sought out a secluded corner and practiced speaking to large tree, dear fellow animals, if ye are fortunate enough to become the president, I will ... Oh dear, I seem to have forgotten my lines again. It stamped at its feet in frustration and then recommenced, over and over, with such delication that it even managed to touch the heart of a passing little hedgehog. The little hedgehog offered words of encouragement, saying, Pangdan, you are certain to succeed. Finally, the momentous day of the campaign speech arrived. Mr. Fox strutted onto the stage with an air of self-importance. He took his place on the elevated podium, his tail wagging like a metronome and his words flowing forth like a torrent from a machine gun. Esteemed animal friends, should I be so fortunate as to ascend to the presidency, my astute mind will conjure up a multitude of ingenious strategies. I will utilize my unparalleled wisdom to devise a flawless plan for our town, one that will transform it into a utopia of wealth and prosperity, surpassing even the fire-bled heavens and idyllic fairylands. I will don the mantle of ISHW, diplomat, and establish lucrative trade alliances with neighboring towns. In due course, each and every one of you will reside in opulent gold-plated mansions, savor sumptuous delicacies from every corner of the land and sea, and count your riches and chill your fingers weary. Ha ha ha. Some members of the audience were visibly impressed, their eyes aglow with anticipation, and they clapped with gusto. However, others couldn't help but mutter under their breath, is this Fox perhaps overstating his capabilities added too much? Subsequently, Sister B flitted onto the stage with a graceful ease and began to buzz. Dear companions, I am an indefatigable little bee, having dedicated my entire existence to ceaseless toil. If ye are elected president, I will administer our town as if it were vast and orderly behave. I will assume the role of a conscientious caretaker and marshal everyone else efforts, we shall cleanse every nook and cranny of the town until it gleams with pristine cleanliness, just as I maintain the immaculate state of the beehive. Then we will adorn our homeland with a profusion of vibrant and exotic flowers and trees, rendering it a veritable Eden, a resplendent panorama of natural beauty. Moreover, I will act as a meticulous steward, ensuring the equitable distribution of resources so that not a single animal shall suffer the pangs of hunger, not even the most finicky of our little rabbit friends. The animals were deeply affected by Sister Bee's display of industry and thoughtfulness. Many a small animal, his eyes grew moist with emotion. Then Brother Bull lumbered on to the stage with a ponderous gait, his footsteps reverberating like thunderclaps. He inhaled deeply and roared, "I, Brother Bull, I am the paragon of strength in our town. If I am elected president, I will safeguard each and every one of you like a valiant superhero. Any malefactor who dares to desecrate our town will be dispatched with a single, forceful butt of my mighty horns, sent hurtling into oblivion. I will also don the mantle of amateur architect and lead the charge in constructing impregnable edifices, and for my able fortifications, the walls will be of such impregnable thickness that even the mightiest of cannonballs will bounce off harmlessly, transforming our town into an unassailable bastion that no foe shall dare to approach. The animals regarded Brother Bull's imposing and intimidating physique and instinctively recoiled. Yet a faint glimmer of security flickered within their hearts. At long last, it was Pang Dan's turn to ascend the stage. Pang Dan walked led onto the stage, with its characteristic rolling gait, its body swaying from side to side with each step, its ears perked up in nervous anticipation, yet cleared its throat softly and began to speak in a gentle, almost timid voice. I'm well aware that Illuck, the intellectual acumen of Mr. Fox, simple arithmetic often leaves me befuddled and dizzy. Nor do I possess the unwavering industriousness of Sister Bee. Yet I'm rather partial to basking in the warm sun and indulging in long, lazy naps, and compared to Brother Bull's prodigious strength, I might struggle to even apprehend all diminutive mass. However, but Edo possesses a heart as tender and kind as the fluffiest of cotton candies. I will strive to be a source of comfort and warmth, like a cozy hearth in the dead of winter, attentively heeding the voices and concerns of every single animal. If you find yourself in the throes of sadness, I will be there by your side, using my fur to gently wipe away your tears, though it may result in a bit of a furry mess. And when joyous occasion arise, I will happily roll about on the grass with you, albeit in a rather ungainly fashion. Like a careening ball, my earnest aspiration is to imbue our town with an abundance of love and a sense of snug contentment, much like my favorite song, Drench Corner, where I while away the hours in peaceful repose. Upon concluding its speech, Pang Dan's face flushed a deep crimson, resembling a ripe and rosy apple. The animals in the audience were entered, momentarily speechless after hearing Pang Dan's thoughts. They exchanged glances, and a sudden realization dawned upon them. It's meant that being a president entailed far more than mere cleverness, industriousness, or brute strength. What was truly essential was a heart capable of kindling warranty, age, and affection. Within the community, it was like a flickering candle in the darkness of a cold winter's night. Small yet sufficient to dispel the chill and bring a glimmer of comfort. The day of voting finally arrived. The animals formed long snaking queues, reminiscent of colorful ribbons and endearing. Through the town, some animals fidgeted and deliberated, their brows furrowed in deep thought as they stood before the ballot papers. Others, however, made their choices with resolute certainty. After a nerve-wracking process of vote counting, the result finally burst forth like a spectacular display of fireworks, shattering the anticipatory silence. The little rabbit, serving as the host, was so overcome with excitement that her voice quivered and rose several octaves as she announced with great fanfare the victorious candidate in this presidential election is none other than Pan Zhang the cause. Pan Zhang could scarcely believe its ears. It initially stood rooted to the spot, as if turned to stone. Then suddenly SP rang into the air like a firecracker that had been lit, executing a rather clumsy somersault that nearly sent it sprawling. From that moment forward, Pan Zhang became the president of the animal town. It busied itself daily, flitting from one task to another. Sometimes it would engage in a leisurely game of chess with Grandpa Turtle, listening intently as he regaled tales of bygone days. At other times, it would rush to the aid of the little squirrel, who was often in tears due to a dearth of nuts. And on those magical full moon nights, it would organize grand concerts on the town's lush green lawn. Although Pan Zhang singing was invariably off key, the animals would still erupt into peals of laughter and merriment. Under Pan Zhang's volume ENT leadership, the animal town thrived and flourished, growing ever more harmonious, US and idyllic. The animals in turn led lives of blissful contentment, as if they had stumbled upon a bottomless pot of honey.